dust has only just begun to fall. Crop circles in the carpet, sinking feeling. Spin me round again and rub my eyes. This can't be happening when busy streets are mess with people would stop to hold their heads heavy. Hide and seek, trains and sewing machines, all oily marks appear on walls where pleasure moments hung before the takeover. The sweeping insensitivity of this still life.
I guess I didn't expect people to talk to me about the project. I didn't expect people to approach me or anything. So yeah, people started coming up to me the day after the pictures were posted up, and I did not. It caught me off guard because I almost forgot that they were there, and I was walking into the class that I was TA for, and I had a group of 5 students be like, why am I supposed to ask you about Parks and Recreation?
My photo was to basically just have anyone ask me like any question, just to ask me a question. So
I was hoping that people would ask me about my car and I could tell them how great it was and how great Subarus were, and hopefully try to convert some people.
How many siblings do I have, and where am I in terms of numbers? And I have 10 other siblings, and I'm the 10th born. I have a younger brother after me, so that would be the question that I would want people to ask me.
When you approached me about the project, and you asked me to give people a question, I was like, I think it's better for you to come up as a stranger, to come up with a question for me. So you picked the question is, ask me about how I see sound, which was an interesting question, and obviously deals with my old practice, and that was different than everyone else's.
Because my question was, come and ask me how many languages I speak.
Mine was, what is your favorite color? So they just asked me, and I responded and said it was blue, not teal.
So my question was, ask me about MacGyver, and I had a couple of people come up and ask me. The majority of people did not know who MacGyver was, considering it was a TV series that started in 1985 to 1992. So it makes sense why a lot of undergrads' questions were not knowing who MacGyver was.
If you were me, I would walk up to you and say, if I were a cupcake, what kind of cupcake would I be? And that was the idea. And it's because I do cakes and cupcakes. I think with so many different flavors of cupcakes, it's like you could match up somebody's their behaviors with their moods with the cupcake.
Being a part of the project also meant that like I was being part of this communication, this real communication. because like eventually people who are in this building will come up to the people who are up on the posters. So there's this relationship between the people, the audience, and the characters in the posters.
They were really engaged and like wanted to talk to me about Parks and Rec, which was really fun. And some of them, so it turned into a conversation more about like kids that had never seen it and them wanting to see it, and then also people that had seen it like quoting things to me, and so it turned into this silly thing. And then I had two professors approach me about it, like, hey, I saw your picture. Why am I supposed to ask you about Parks and Recreation? And I'm like, I don't know, do you watch the show? Like, we can talk about it. And then I explained the project to them as well.
One teacher noticed it, and he asked me, do you watch like the Bengals? Like, do you watch them play? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, like who dey? And he could tell that I really don't. So that was funny.
Well, after the picture was taken, I ran out of oil and spun a rod bearing and more or less totaled the car, so it needs a new engine. I had 2 people that I didn't know come up to me, but other than that, I had quite a few people send me the picture actually, and like ask what it was, and I thought it was really funny. And a lot of people who know I like my car were like, oh, so tell me about your car. And I had to tell them that it was broken. It was sad.
I'm originally from Zimbabwe. I mean, I got a chance to open up, which, like I said, sometimes I kind of like live in my own little world. So it was a good time for me to open up and to be open enough to allow other people to approach me and just ask me random questions. Like, why are you on this poster? I think someone did ask me, they were like, why are you on the photo here? And I didn't say much, but you know, I was in a rush. But I thought it was interesting that some people are really bold enough to do that. So,
well, people who are friends with me, and they mostly ask me, why should I ask you this question? Why is this post still happening? I got Snapchatted a couple of times, my own picture, of people with my picture, taking selfies with my picture. And then probably the most most memorable experiences, when I was in the elevator with Matt Jones, the grad student, and he was like, I feel like I have to ask you something. And I was like, oh, did Matt Lynch, did he tell you to ask me about a sound project or something? He was like, no, it's like those postal things. I was like, oh, so it's kind of about that. And he was like, yeah. I was like, and then I got off on the same floor as him, and we talked for a little bit.
I think that our generation really needs to learn how to like rekindle with like human communication, because I think we're really I think we're more obsessed or more likely to talk to somebody on the other side of the world through our device than talking to somebody next to us. When you asked me to be part of the project, at first I thought it was like, what is she doing? But then I was like, it's cool because I guess you also picked people that you thought were interesting in some way or another. So I'm like, she thinks I'm interesting. So that was nice, and that was cool because it's a totally different approach. Like, it's a project that I've never been part of a project like this before. I've never even heard somebody have an idea like this before. I didn't know when the pictures were going to be up, so I didn't know my picture was already up. I found out when somebody came to ask me a question, and it was interesting because it was somebody I knew. But when he asked me the question, he was a little disappointed with the answer, and it was a person that spoke more languages than I did. So I guess he was like expecting a figure 8. And like thinking that I spoke so many languages, and that's why I wanted people to ask me that question, but that wasn't the case. So he was like, but I speak more languages than you. So I'm like, sorry to disappoint you, but he was just curious because that was the question. So I guess that sparks it up. And again, I would have done the same even if I didn't know the person.
It was a good bit of people. I'd say 4 or 5 people came up to ask me the question of who is MacGyver, and the only ones that really knew were professors. And yeah, it was a good experience. But it is challenging to get strangers to just come up and talk to you. There's good things and bad things, as always, with younger generation growing up right now with digital technology. I'd say we're more involved with being abroad since, which is a great outcome of technology and networking online. But I do find that, for example, texting over a phone call is such a large miscommunicated matter at this point, where most people, even people who are older that are forming with technology, get.
One of them, when he asked me in the morning what kind of cupcake was he, and I said he was real cheery, and I said, "You're real key limey. You're like a key lime cupcake with a nice, whipped cream topping." And it's interesting because I had just bought key lime pie last night for, I think it was his wife or something, and another girl. It was morning. She was kind of feeling like, morning. I was like, "Oh, you need some coffee. You like a hazelnut buttercream coffee, with a nice cream cheese filling." And that would like kind of brighten her up a little bit because I had it for class, so that brightened her up a little bit. And she smiled, she got a laugh out of it when she was already a little bit morning, like she had the morning mood going. So that was kind of cool.
With all this social media and texting and whatnot, you very rarely have the opportunity, or people don't even want to use face-to-face conversations anymore. So I thought it was interesting to try and get people to reestablish those face-to-face connections instead of using their phones or social media to contact people or talk to them. So it was a nice idea for reaching out and connecting with people.
Yeah, I kind of figured the whole social media coming into this project was gonna happen eventually. I don't think it's we can't control it. I think it's more of a, it's part of all human nature now.
It's definitely interesting to think about, how social media has shaped our lives. Even if you don't have Facebook, it's still people are always on you. Why can't I get a hold of you on Facebook? Why can't I and there's a pressure there to be connected to social media.
The idea you're going for, that people don't communicate the same way they do before, because mostly our communication is electronic nowadays. People don't really have the time to talk, just chat probably. If you want to really talk about something, not anything in particular, but just talk and find out about people, then face-to-face communication is the best.
When you with a person, you see their emotions. You see what's inside of them when they answer questions, when they talk about the passionateness of it. That you just don't get through online interaction, I think.
Yes, I think that this project definitely got people to come up to me and start a conversation. And I actually talked to one guy. It started out about my car, but then we talked for 15 or 20 minutes, and he was just telling me about his major and what he's doing with his life, pretty much.
Is there any last minute things you would want to add? About
MacGyver rules!
Yes.
The end.